NOBODIES.
Would I accept this for my daughter? And if I wouldn't, why would I accept it for myself?
So do you feel like that's why you deleted Tinder, because you wouldn't accept that for your daughter?
No, I don't care if she's on Tinder.
But no black dudes.
Oh. I've only gone through like one person's phone.
That's healthy.
I'm different now, okay? As I went through someone's watch a couple months ago.
I have a friend who's getting like re-impregnated from other people. You get your belly filled with another person.
Oh, surrogacy. That'd be really cool. I would like to do that for someone.
So then, yeah, then you can do that, so you can still feel that feeling of pregnancy
And
while
then-
you ignore your child.
Test. Job recently, and so I just got this synthetic bathing salt for bloaters. I didn't exchange it into a smaller bottle, which was stupid because you have to conceal it when you go in there.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty obvious anyways, just to wear these little overalls I have, like
Yeah.
so much, I was like, this will be fine. And then if you fail to realize you have to put it back in there, and so I should have practiced like emptying out and like doing that quickly, and I did not. And so it took me a little bit longer. Suspect. And then, but they still like sealed it up, put it in the like 2 things, maybe sign off on it, all that. And then when I'm walking out the fucking door, a hot hands that I kept with a pea worm with it, like fucking fell out of the bottom of my pant leg.
Did they notice?
I don't even know, because I was 2 steps already. I would have to take 2 steps back to pick it up, and it would have been no.
Did this
like,
just happen?
Yeah, like it just
why
like,
didn't
a few
you just
days ago.
ask me for
And
help?
so I just kept on going because I don't know, Purple Lotus is right down the street. I don't actually think about that at all. Next time I will, because they will pop me again.
Do drugs.
They're like, bitch. But I'm like, they can't fail me for throwing away trash for being a litterer.
No.
And I already signed off on it. They put it in the little fucking container where they send it off to the lab or what have you, whatever they do with it. And so I haven't had a call that says you're a dumb bitch. I haven't got a
I
you're
feel
a
like
dumb
they would've
bitch
said
call
something
yet.
right
And
then
so
and
I
there.
think I'm good.
I don't know. I've never ever had to take a drug test in my life.
I have taken so many goddamn drug tests, but I've been on probation for a long time. Or it wasn't probation. I stayed on paper.
What do you think you're doing?
Sitting there, so I want to talk into the mic.
Salute. Cheers. Cheers. Hey. You should.
So good.
I'm so happy.
It's
about time.
Scared. I know.
Don't be scared.
What, like, when did you start this?
A year since July.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the
So,
first.
like, right when I found out I was pregnant.
No. Not since this.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
I found out.
Way before Rufus was sold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
way before.
because I did it. Emma's probably July or August.
Because I remember it was a football Sunday that you did it, and she's
Yeah.
like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
But when I was first trying to get you on, it was like I want to say last fall, because we talked about doing it when you were pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
and then also because I was
Doing it
not drinking.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I was like, well, we could just do sober, and like just each do heroin. And then that
Yeah.
that doesn't.
It's good for the baby, right?
Yeah. Dude, it gives them a lot of calmness.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I think I read it on like Read It.
Is it Read It or Reddit?
I think it's Read It.
It's Reddit.
It's
Are you sure?
REDDIT.
No, I think it's Read It.
You're pulling my tail.
Pulling my tail.
I don't think I've heard that one.
Yeah, me neither.
Isn't that how it goes?
I think it's
I think
pulling
it
your
is
leg.
like you're.
I think
feel like that makes sense.
the only person that said pulling my tail to me was Russell, but I do pull his tail a lot.
It's a dress
My waist is better.
Yeah, but we probably should have done a pregnant one, but
I just feel like it wouldn't be very entertaining.
yeah,
But even now, I'm like, I don't have anything to talk about.
I feel like you don't have to worry about it. I just talk a lot anyway, so
Perfect.
The only reason I invite guests here is just for a little and yep. So
Just
I
to hear yourself talk
Right,
for
yeah,
2
so-
hours straight.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So if you just nod your head, say like ask a question here and there, that's all I need.
I can do that. Noted.
Dude, this is why I like to invite like the peanut gallery because then
Are they gonna
they
applaud?
they start chirping.
Yay! Boo!
Yeah.
Start
We were gonna
dancing.
do that
And they're all
one.
Jerry.
Who's Jerry?
Didn't he die?
You
R.I.P.
mean Spring?
Jerry Springer, yeah.
Did he die?
Yep.
I think so. Did he?
I don't know.
I think he did.
What?
Because I was like, I'll never get to go see a Jerry Springer show. Like that
You're
was like
disappointed about that.
childhood memories,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Staying home from school sick, you're watching Jerry Springer, Judge Judy,
Price
or
is Right.
MTV, all the
Which-
music videos and stuff.
We weren't allowed to watch any of those 3 channels, so.
Oh, that's too bad. My mom wasn't home, so I did what I wanted, I guess.
Oh.
I remember 6th grade, I was super sick and I stayed home and I don't know the name of the song, but it's like, run girl, I'm trying to get your body wet.
Do you know that song? Whisper song by David Banner.
Oh my God.
I have the flu. I'm
Right.
severely dehydrated and I'm at home and I'm watching this music video. Like it all feels like a fever dream and I don't remember a lot from my childhood, but I specifically remember that and I thought I was imagining it all.
Yeah.
And then I had to go to the hospital.
Run, girl. Trying to get you.
Yeah, they're like on the treadmills running and
See, every time I think of treadmills and music videos, it's like that OK Go.
oh
song
yeah, that was
where they're
I
doing
wanted to
those
learn that
dances.
choreography. I didn't know where I was gonna get the treadmills from, but
Yeah, do you have to get all 4 to learn it?
I think so.
You have to have 4 treadmills in your house just to learn the choreography.
It was gonna happen someday.
Yeah,
I still have time.
could happen.
Yeah, I still
Yeah.
have time.
Like
I get it.
treadmills will eventually go out of, I guess, popularity with the general public. So you
Mhm.
can probably get them for like $1 each. So you just fill your living room with treadmills, and then get a little old school GoPro. And by that
That'd be
time, Isla might be old enough to run. You can do a little, do a little swing set.
Yeah. That'd be
Baby
pretty
daddy
funny.
will be in. He'll like swing her back and forth.
Yeah, sure.
Aren't you on a date right now?
Don't talk about my toxic ways.
I already asked you what I could and could not talk about.
Okay, and you said if we come to anything.
Oh, this is one. Oh,
This-
damn it, we're already here.
Stop. I'm mature. I'm
Yeah.
grown. I have a child now,
No.
which has
You
changed
do
me
have
in
a
a lot
child.
of ways, but not that way. It's changed dating for sure.
Yeah.
Like that is one big thing. Like I downloaded Tinder.
I feel like you can just bring the baby
And it-
on dates these days, right? It's the 21st century.
I just have a
So-
rule. I'm like, there's no reason for someone to have a relationship with my daughter, even though she's so young and she can't remember. Like, you don't need to know my kid unless we're serious.
Right.
So I haven't like really gone on a date or anything. And I had Tinder for a second for attention and deleted it.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like my standards are completely different. Like before, it was like, I want to be wanted, so I'm gonna do whatever it takes to like please this person at this point. With boundaries, like not boundaries, I guess, but to a certain extent. And then now it's like, would I accept this for my daughter? And if I wouldn't, why would I accept it for myself?
Yeah. That's a good
Kind
rule
of
thumb.
where I'm at.
Yeah.
So
So do you feel like that's why you deleted Tinder because you wouldn't accept that for your daughter?
no, I don't care if she's on Tinder, but just like the way people treat me now.
But no black
like,
dudes. I'm just
Is
kidding.
cancel culture still a thing?
No, I'm gonna get canceled.
Yeah.
I'm getting famous. No, that's a good rule of thumb because your dating life before was terrible. I mean, it's still terrible, but
Yeah, well, it's non-existent now.
right.
But yeah, it was pretty bad. My picker is broken for
Yeah.
sure.
You know what? I don't want to mean to single you out because most girls in my life's picker is broken. So I like you're not the only one I'm gonna give shit to.
Yeah.
Did
I
you
know.
Did you watch Mariah's podcast? That I
Mm-mm.
posted?
No, but
she
she
was
was
talking
recent,
about
right?
how she literally said, "My picker's broken." I was like,
Oh,
"You should
okay.
meet my sister."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I just something. I don't even feel like my childhood was that chaotic, but I feel like I'm used to the chaos. So if it's perfect, I'm like, oh, get away from me.
Yeah.
Gross. You're healthy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, nice guys suck.
Yeah, I dated like one nice guy ever.
Ugh, gross.
He
Yeah.
cried a lot. And I ended it over that. And it's like, I want you to cry. I want you to feel vulnerable
Yeah.
around me,
Just
or
not on the
feel
third
comfortable
date.
to be vulnerable. But yeah, when you're crying like every single time I see you, like
Yeah.
that's a little.
That's your job.
ridiculous. So yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Taking my spotlight. So
Yeah, that's weird. How do you feel about when not most girls, but a few girls, they like to date guys that are uglier than them, so that way they feel that they are the hot one in the duo, and then also they don't have to worry about like that guy going and cheating on them because.
I
Do
think they're
you
gonna
like to
cheat
date ugly
regardless. But no. I feel like, what is it called? Like rose-colored lenses or whatever. Like
Yeah. That's how you
rose-colored
don't-
glasses.
you
I feel
don't
like
see
I
the
always
red
have
flags
those
right away.
on, and I'm like, oh my god, they're so cute. I love them. And then after things end,
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? Was I drunk the whole time? Because I thought that I was like getting with like 9s and 10s all these years, and I look back and I'm like, it's a little questionable.
So how do you feel about friends like me that don't say anything but should have? Because like there's sometimes when I want to say something when my friend's dating someone who I know it's not gonna work. Or
Yeah.
It's not, so I'm like, ooh, I should say something. We're like, they're just gonna get mad at me, or they're gonna be like, shut
What do
the
you
fuck
want
up.
to say though?
I
Like,
wanna
hey,
say,
they're
lose
ugly,
them,
or
like immediately.
they're a
This
shitty
guy's not
person.
gonna, yeah, all of those.
You
things.
kind of do. Like, you tell me that. I don't listen.
Right.
But you tell me that.
So do you want me to continue like doing that and just keep not listening, or do you think it's
yeah,
better
I
if
need to
don't
be.
say
I need to
that?
be checked.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
hey,
else you'll
Hannah,
be mad at me afterwards. You're like, why didn't
why
you
didn't
say
you
anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I really don't mind. And like, if I am venting to you about someone, it's because I want to hear like someone else's perspective.
Yeah.
And yours is usually not positive. You're not for it for good reasons. But I need to hear that.
I'm
I think
the pessimist
sometimes
of the group.
you're a realist. I think I wouldn't say pessimist, but
No.
yeah, no, I definitely like Larissa. Did you work with Larissa?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I like talking to her because she will be honest about it, but she uses tact, and she kind of makes me see things
What
from
is that?
another tact.
Like what do you put in the wall?
Tact. With the T at the end.
Oh, like
I'm
when
using tact.
you assault
It's like
somebody.
saying something
Attack.
mean in a nice way.
Oh.
Like in cosmetology school, we had to do that. If someone was like, "Oh my god, I want my hair done like this," you couldn't be like, "No, that would look fugly on you." You'd have to be
You're like,
like,
"Attack!"
"Oh, I get what you're saying. I think that if we did this and this, it would look better on you."
That's
You
an
know?
attack.
I'm going.
Oh shit.
Oh god, it's
No.
close.
It's a good thing you closed that.
That would have sucked.
So tact, yeah.
Tact, yeah.
So she uses tact. I don't understand.
For the most part, yeah. I don't know. She just really gets me thinking. You kind of are just like, "Oh my god, they suck. You said you were over them last week." And she digs a little bit deeper. She'll be like, "But why are you allowing this?" And I'm like, "Oh, fuck. Why am I?"
Yeah.
But like I said, that doesn't
She's
really
more of
happen
like your
much anymore.
journal, like reading back to you.
Yeah, probably.
Got you.
And you're just,
I'm just like the angry mirror.
yeah.
Like-
I wouldn't say angry. I don't know.
No. Dude, one of my favorite things when we were working together, you were like, I'm leading him on, so I'm gonna fuck him over. And I'm like, Hannah, I think you're playing with fire here. You're like, no, the only reason I'm going on a date with him is to fuck with his brain. And then 2 months later, you're like, I just don't understand why he's.
I wanted to feel wanted. wanted. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's fair.
No, that's definitely something that I did. I'd be like, all right, I'm going to play them. And then I'm the one that gets my feelings hurt. But I'm always the one to end it. Like, that is one thing I do. If I feel like the vibe is off for 1 second, I'm like, stop. Hey, this isn't working, you know? Usually I find something before then. That's when I start digging. And then I find something. And
Like digging through their phone or digging through like.
depends. I've only gone through like one person's phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's healthy.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm different now, okay? As I went through someone's watch a couple months ago.
Oh, was that your workaround? I was like, how many phones have you gone through? You're like, only one. How many watches? 7.
I go looking for things like I said, if I feel like something's off, I will go looking for something,
Yeah.
which I'm not proud of. I'm working on it. But I feel like I need like a good reason to just be done. I'm like, all right, this is going to be it. And then I end it. And then, you know, they end up dating the girl the next day and moving in with her 2 weeks later.
And you
Yeah.
know that because.
Through the grapevine.
Dude, one of the things that people discover when you start like snooping through phones and shit is that even if they don't do stuff, you still find what you need. Because like if you're already questioning it, even if they didn't really do anything, you still find something.
Yeah.
You're like, well, why is there no messages from any other girls on your phone? Must
Yeah.
mean you deleted them.
Yep.
See, I told you. I knew it. I knew it.
I feel like that's something
Yeah.
I would have done. Yeah, for sure.
Like, so if you're already snooping, you're going to
Mhm.
find what you need.
Yeah.
To like
Yeah,
justify.
something that fits your
Or
narrative.
you will find something like you had the right, what do you call that? Imposition. What is the word I'm looking for? What?
Like intuition?
Intuition.
Yeah. I think my intuition's pretty good.
Yeah. So either you had the right intuition and you do find something
Mhm.
that is like the trail to the crime they committed, or there is no trail, but you still, because you were so sold on your own intuition,
Mhm.
you're gonna find something that validates it. And you're like, well, see, you did this, and so
Yeah.
that means, you know. So either way, the moment you start snooping a phone, it's like, to me, it's over. I'm like, yeah, that's the sign.
Yeah, I'm realizing now, like, why would I want to be in a relationship with someone I can't fully trust, I
Right.
guess? Because if I'm going through their shit, there's probably
Yeah,
a
it's
reason I don't
already-
trust them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
just better not to date, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hashtag salute
Focus on-
summer. Oh wait, it's coming on winter.
Yeah, I know. Bottom.
Bottoms up.
Say bottoms up.
I had this idea for a bar on the beach, like in the Caribbean, and instead of bottoms up, it's called bottoms up.
Do it.
Have you ever been to any of the beach bars? There's another one that's really good. Soggy Dollar. That's a good name.
Where is this?
Any beach bar.
Oh.
They all have soggy dollars. Like there's all these names that have something to do with the sand or
Yeah.
the ocean or
You know, I'm like, I haven't been to any like beach bars. And then I'm thinking about like East Coast. We went to the Ocean Mist, which would be
yeah.
something related to the ocean, but
Yeah.
not clever. Like,
Mine is gonna be like, I think that I want to go back to bartending when I'm probably 70 or 80.
mhm.
I run a bar called Bottoms Up, so it's geared towards thotties and
You're gonna be 70,
drink. And drinks.
and you're gonna bartend instead of just owning it
I want to own it and bartend.
and bartend.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be one of those like little shacks. It'll be like a shack that just has
Mhm.
like 3 bottles of tequila, like 1 vodka and 1 whiskey and 2 rums,
Is it gonna be cheap?
and a couple beers. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I mean, nothing's cheap nowadays, but
yeah. But I'll be in like
I think by then
Shop
everything's gonna
there.
be like 20. Like wells are gonna be like $20.
no, but that hut will cost me like $2 million. So
Damn. Really?
I want
can't-
to do it.
I can't talk about stuff like that. Okay. I get anxiety. Or like
I think
anything about the
everyone
world
does.
ending. Like,
I think anyone does.
remember 2012? That was like, everyone was talking about it all the time. I didn't sleep for the full summer because
What was
I
2012?
fought the world was supposed to end? Wasn't it like
What?
12, 21, 12 or something? The world.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh my god, they were apparently off on their calendar days, or we interpreted their calendar wrong.
Yeah, and I don't want to know the truth.
Because in the Mayan calendar ended at 2012.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I do remember.
So the
that.
world's gonna end, and I literally didn't sleep for like a full summer because I would wait when it started to get light out. I'd sleep for like a few hours, and then
Yeah.
maybe I should be medicated.
Yeah.
Too late for that.
Yeah, too late.
I mean, I feel like the world has been gonna end since like every generation has those scares.
Yeah.
You can't,
I just don't want to be alone when it ends.
Right.
Like if I'm by myself, I'm gonna be pissed.
you have Isla.
Now I do. That
You
would
just
make...
be like running with your baby. Explosions in the background.
I can't run very fast.
Skyscrapers falling.
Better than zombie apocalypse than like World War.
Solar
At least if I get bombed, I'm just gonna die. Like,
Yeah,
a zombie,
that's
like,
already happened.
It is better.
Like
to
I would like
get
to just
killed.
not know that
Yeah.
I'm instead of suffering.
Or you know,
What?
like you burned alive.
But I wouldn't like. I just want to like instantly die.
Like shit, and then be like,
I don't think
picked
it'd be
up.
like
Yeah, I don't wanna be-
instantaneous, so you'd like.
Well, it better be.
I can't handle it otherwise.
That it is the best. So if say for example the world ends in nukes, it's best to live in the city where the nuke happens and then you just instantly die, versus being all those people that lost their government, they have nuclear fallout, and they all just start eating each other. Like you don't want to be that. Like it's better to just get killed by the nuke.
Someone told me that if you eat like human meat, that there's like a bacteria. I don't even know what he said. There's something in it that like could kill you or make you really sick.
I tried some on my toe one
So-
time, but I'm still fine.
Stop. Maybe if it's your own, it's okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I've been wanting to though.
Eat human meat?
Yeah, I just want to try it.
What was that movie that just came out? And they eat humans.
Um,
I'm not sure.
Oh, that
He-
love
he,
story
like-
one?
Yeah.
Love Bones? Bones Love?
That doesn't sound real.
I mean, humans.
But
are
I think
eating
it's
humans
something
right
along
now.
those lines. He like kidnaps her, right? And he like makes her like eat human meat.
Yeah, because she like
Hannibal?
already did it too. No, it's like newer. It's like a love story.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was out in theaters. It didn't
I
like,
just
go
don't
blow
even
up.
know if I could do that if the world was ending. Like, still, I don't know if I could eat
Yeah.
like a human.
What if dude, speaking of Emma and I's first podcast, we talked about this. Let's see if this works. Tell me if it goes back on.
Might not.
It still says record.
It does?
It still says record.
Hell yeah.
See, I got it to work. So one of the things we talked about, what if a human was presented to you on a plate, like it was just like a steak?
And you didn't know?
No. Okay, so say you're in another country and they hand you a steak and you're like, what is this? And they're like, human. But it's already sliced up. It's already dead. And you're in their culture. Would you eat it?
I'd probably lose my appetite. If I had ate some and I was like, what is this? And they were human and it was bomb, then I'd probably be like, one more bite won't hurt. But if I knew before I even tasted it, then I
Yeah.
don't think I could. Like if dog was presented to me, no.
Yeah. Well, it'd be one of those things. Like if you were in a culture where a human was on the plate, they're probably dangerous fuckers. So that's why I'm like, I'm probably gonna try it. Because for one, if I say no, I might be the next person on the plate. So I'm like, yeah, I'll try something. Yum.
Have you seen Bad Batch? I just keep referencing like shows and movies. Bad Batch.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I feel like you'd like it. So basically, if you're like a reject or like a criminal or whatever, you get sent to like this place in the desert. And this girl goes there, gets kidnapped, and they're cannibals. It's Jason Momoa, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and they're like
I always knew he was a cannibal.
they're cannibals. But then she gets away and ends up in like this other community, and he just has like everyone drugged up all the time. They're doing acid. He's like putting babies in all these girls, and it's
Wait,
really
he's,
up
like,
your
putting
alley.
physical babies up there,
Yeah.
or he's just fucking them.
Yeah, he's fucking.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Pete Ray.
I told him to come the other day.
I tell him to come every day.
I'm sure you do.
Tyler, I need you to come. Yeah, you should take a picture of us. We're killing it up in here.
I'm gonna have to restart.
Yeah, should I lay down like I'm in a therapy session?
I can't.
Oh, I went for
Maybe.
the picture.
Oh. So how do you feel?
How do I feel? I'm feeling buzzed.
I mean,
I feel more fucked up than before I came in, so. Where did you get your credentials from?
Boise State. Idaho State. Boise Vandals. The University of Phoenix, I mean.
Well, I'm gonna need a refund.
What?
I'm gonna need a refund.
Did you go to college?
No. And I honestly, so growing up, I really wanted to be a psychiatrist. And then I was like, that's a lot of school.
What's the difference between a psychiatrist and a psychologist?
I always thought it was the ability to prescribe medication.
Yeah.
Both can do it. A
So-
psychiatrist, someone who practices like therapy, and then so they're hands-on, and then others more like clinical, like research.
So they're both the same.
Yeah.
Got it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like they're.
But I know a psychologist, like a therapist, is less schooling. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go that route. And then I think about my junior year, I was like, I don't think I'm like a school person. Like, I fucking hate school.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I don't know, I'm going to think about it. And then my mom was like, you're going to cosmetology school. And I
That's
was
why you
like-
went to cosmetology school?
Well, I was really into like doing my hair and makeup, which obviously, you know, I still do all my own stunts. But you're all, that's why you look like shit all the time. But no, I was super into it. Like I was doing nails, like everything. And so my mom's like, you're going.
I do my own dick fro. So.
You have like a pick for it or?
Yeah. I have a pick, I have a little like straight razor.
Okay.
Just get the like edges.
Maybe cut that part out.
Yeah.
Maybe never tell anyone that ever again.
No.
We're live.
But yeah, so I did that, and then I got this tattoo.
Ooh. Show them. Oh yeah.
But if you look at it, it's not correct. That should be flipped the other way. I told them I wanted something dainty, and I got more traditional. It's fine.
Hey, you're the second person on this podcast that's like pulled off some clothes to show a tattoo.
Really?
Yeah. Ty last week has a tattoo on his leg, and he like took off his pants and
I
showed
mean,
it.
I got one on my leg too, but I'm probably not gonna pull off my pants.
That's 2 shots.
But yeah, so now I have that tattoo with nothing to show for it. Just a story, I guess. And everyone's always like, why do you have scissors?
Stories are always the best reason to have a tattoo.
I'm like, because I was young and I got like depressed.
And full of.
And I was like, I'm not going to school anymore. So I got kicked out. So when people ask, I'm like, oh, I got kicked out for
You got
beating up
kicked out
my
of hair
instructor.
school?
Yeah. Imagine.
I'm trying to go.
Yeah. And I bawled. You had like 2 weeks that you could miss, right?
Yeah.
So like the end of the 2 weeks, I was like, I'm going to show up to school today so that I'm not kicked out.
Yeah.
And I literally had a month left, like literally only a month. And
So what happens if you start over? Do you have to do?
so apparently, I didn't know this. Apparently, I could have started like 6 months later and then had a certain amount of hours already. Because your whole entire like, excuse me, your schooling is like based on hours. It's not like how many days or whatever. It's
Yeah.
literally just hours. So once you hit it, like it could be the middle of school day, you're done.
Yeah.
So I think in total I had like a month left, and I had taken all of my leaves, and then I also just like got depressed. So I stayed home for 2 weeks, and I got kicked out. And I remember leaving and calling my mom because she was the person that told me I had to go, which that is something I wanted to do. It's not like she forced me,
Right.
but I wasn't ready. Like I felt like I needed a second to just like see what being an adult was.
Yeah.
Before I just finished high school, 17.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I just need a second. And I feel like I did pretty well when I was in school. But,
dude, that's so young because I don't feel like anyone.
and that's why I felt like I needed a
knows
second. I'm like, I need to
what
figure
the
out
fuck they
who
wanna
I
do.
am as an adult, as a person. I didn't even know myself.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I just need a second. And she was like, no, you're going. And I
I'm
was
38
like,
and I
fine.
still don't know myself. So how the fuck does an 18-year-old?
Dude, I feel that. I'm like now trying to figure like who I am as a mom and who I am as a person.
Yeah.
And like finding the balance between the two. It's really fucking weird.
Because who you are as a mom is probably different than who you are as a person.
I mean, it comes into play. Like who I am as a person comes into play when it comes to me being a mom.
Silly,
no, but it's like me. Like I usually don't just sit around and drink, you know,
Right.
because I have a baby to take care of by
Right.
myself.
So that's a different like you.
So then, yeah.
Sorry, that's my producer.
Yeah.
She.
It's so embarrassing.
Dude, I know. We're gonna get rid of her. Well, we got someone new.
Don't blame you.
Just drop my camera.
Oh, is that your phone?
No, it's hers.
Oh, I'm all, did you wanna borrow my case? I noticed you didn't have one.
I know, this one is then my last one.
No, I do imagine that I won't ever have kids, but I imagine that the person that I am to like my son or daughter would be different than the person I was like to the general public. Like, so I do think that those would be different things.
Yeah.
Like, the way that you are as a mom is probably different than like who
in
you
my
are in
child's
general.
eyes,
Yeah.
definitely. Like she sees my personality. Well, she's
Mhm.
not old enough to really even know
Yeah,
much yet.
She will.
But one thing I've noticed, like I've never been a super affectionate person, like hugging, kissing, whatever. And like my child, like I cannot get enough. I'm like all the time.
You do that to me
20
all the time.
Shut up. Even like with partners though, like obviously I'm more affectionate with my partner than with everyone else. But even that, like I have to be super comfortable. But like with my baby, like it's just affection's completely different.
I have always heard that like once you have a kid, it's like that kid trumps everything you ever knew about kids, which I do understand. I don't understand, but I like it makes sense to me. Like if I were to father a child, I'm sure that I would love that baby way more than any other random baby on the street. I'm like,
yeah,
get out of here.
I'm gonna talk about something that's not. I feel like it's talked about, but everyone says when you have that baby, like you feel this love that like instantly you feel this love that you've never felt before. Not for me. When I
say it again?
When I had her, like I almost feel like I was in shock.
Yeah.
Because I had grown her. Like I just got used to being pregnant. I had grown her for 10 months and then she comes out and I'm like, I literally said, I don't feel like this is my baby. And my grandma was like, that's a weird thing to say. But it's like, I just got used to being pregnant and now I have to be a parent. Like this shit is crazy.
Well, you get pregnant again.
Got the IUD now. But
I have a friend who's getting like repregnated from other people. What do you call that?
A what?
You get your belly filled with another person.
Oh, surrogacy.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I have a
she's
friend that's doing that.
That'd be really cool.
So
I would like to do that for someone.
So then you can do that so you can still feel that feeling of pregnancy while you ignore your child.
Oh my God. I don't ignore my child.
I'm just kidding.
But I felt like there's this little human and I love her.
Yeah.
Like I feel this love for her and I want to take care of her and nurture her. But it wasn't how I thought everyone described it, you know?
Yeah.
Like my friends are like, oh my God, I'm worried about you, like postpartum, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, Google, searching everything. But I guess it's normal, like, to not feel that bond. I wasn't feeling the bond right away.
But you didn't go the extreme opposite, like put her in the washing
No,
machine.
absolutely not. I still want to take care of her and love her.
Obviously.
But I was like, this is a literal stranger.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she was in my body, but I don't know her.
See, the reason I brought that up is only because we all know that story, like from the news articles. No one wants to talk about that side. And then there's like the other side where it's just like pure, like, oh my God, this is everything I love. So there's probably has to be some in between.
Yeah.
Right? Like there has to be some sort of in between.
But I feel
I absolutely am obsessed. Like I'm so happy. And then I want to kill my baby. Like there has to be like some sort of, you know.
Definitely.
Right.
And I said, I loved her, but I didn't feel that instant bond for some reason. And I was like, is something wrong with me? Like, I think I just wasn't used to the title of being a mom. Like, people be like, oh, where's your mama? I'm all, me? Like, it was really weird for me. But yeah, so I had to build that bond with her.
Yeah.
And I was embarrassed to tell anyone because I feel like talking about anything regarding parenting is really tough because you're in your head a really good parent before you have a child. Yeah. Oh, I would never do this. Like, I'm not gonna, like, my child's gonna do this and that and blah, blah, blah. But like, once you have that kid, it's completely different. What works for me doesn't work for other people.
Sure.
So I'm like, at this point, I'm just minding my own motherhood.
Dude, when before I ever had, this is not really the same, but it's kind of the same. But before I ever had a girlfriend, I grew up religious, and I was like, I would never cheat. Never cheat. And then the first girlfriend I ever had cheated within like
you
2
have
weeks.
to be in the situation.
Yeah, and I was just like, and then I felt really bad about myself.
Because you set a standard for yourself already.
And I thought that I would be, but I had never even felt those pressures because I'm a person saying I would never cheat when no girls are coming on to me. Like, so that doesn't, so I just feel I'm never going to cheat. Obviously, the person I love is the only one. And then I get in that situation and then another opportunity is presented and I'm drunk and blah, blah, and all the pressure that happens. And all of a sudden, oops. And then I felt really guilty and all that stuff. And
no, and I feel like that happens a lot. Like someone had asked me recently, like, would you medicate your child for this reason? You know, I'm against that. And I'm like, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Like, one, I'd have to do my research, which at the end of the day, I feel like research is just everyone kind of cherry picking, whatever fits their narrative, you know? We're not doctors or scientists or whatever. But
you can also pick which doctors you want to believe.
Yeah. So I'm like, I would have to be in that situation to know what I do. Because now I know, like, Isla's not gonna really like watch TV much, you know, it's not good for them. But as a single mom, how am I gonna get anything done with a Velcro baby? Yeah. Like every time I put her down, she's crying. And so there's the little dancing fruit thing on YouTube, and I'll put that on for her or whatever. It's the only way that I can get stuff done. Yeah. Because she wakes up before me, she goes to sleep before me, but I have to lay with her for her to fall asleep. And it's just so much. Everyone's like, those aren't healthy habits, and you don't want her sleeping with you, and blah, 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 or falling asleep nursing or whatever it is. And I'm like, it works for us right now. Yeah. And that's why, like I said, minding my own motherhood. Because it's hard. Yeah. Like the outside world just judges you for everything. But that goes into other aspects of life too. Like, I would never cheat. You do it. Like, I've said, oh, I would never this and that, and definitely have. And I'm like, how the fuck did I do that?
Yeah. But you say these things first off when you don't know what you're talking about. Because I didn't know what I was talking about. But that was before I ever had a girlfriend. So I had no idea like what kind of pressures I would have or whatever. And then I was never tested. And then as soon as I was tested, I failed. And I was like, oh, well, apparently I cheated. And then But yeah, and then also you don't. I mean, there's a million things that you don't know what you're gonna do until you're in that situation, and then you're in that situation, you're like, oh, well, I thought I wasn't gonna do that, and then
Yeah.
I would never eat that piece of cheesecake, and then you taste the cheesecake, you're like, well, that's really delicious.
Yeah.
Like, of course you're gonna.
Yeah,
eat
it
it.
happens, and people
Yeah.
are gonna judge you no matter what.
Yeah.
So just do whatever you want, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't hurt people, but I guess we're only human.
Yeah, I would just
so-
put Isla in front of the television like 24/7.
24/7, yeah.
That's what I would do.
Tony, it probably wouldn't work. Guess it depends on the kid, but yeah, she's good like in front of the TV for like
What
20
if you
minutes.
put her in front of a video of you being like, I love you, Isla. I love you, Isla.
I don't think it'd be good enough. She's a boob
I love
girl.
you, Isla.
She's a boob girl. Like she literally is
What
7
if you
months
put
and so
her
comfort
in front of a
nurses.
video of you going like,
You know what's funny is I literally when she's crying and upset, I'll just go like this. And instantly her mood changes. She's like,
see?
it starts crawling, like going
I
after
might have a
it.
good idea. So instead of putting her in front of the TV, just have like your titties out on like a little video and be like, Isla. And she'll love it.
I feel like that's borderline inappropriate.
If it's just you and her, it's the same thing. I think it's fine.
No, it's not the same.
I feel like
It's not
the same.
even close. No. If it's in person, like I said, like I'll pop it out because I know that's what she wants, and her mood instantly changes.
No. My
She's
mood
like, "All right."
instantly changes when girls pull their tits out.
That's
so
crazy how that works, huh?
I do get that.
Women are amazing.
Yes. Hashtag titties out.
It's free the nipple is like already a thing, so maybe stick with that one.
Yeah, but that one kind of got lost. I think after Me Too, it kind of,
Yeah.
they didn't really want to free the nipple anymore because every time they freed the nipple, too many pervs came out and started assaulting. So they had to.
How did you feel about nudity growing up? Like obviously I feel like you're comfortable with it now, but
I wanted it, but I wasn't allowed to have it.
okay.
Dude, so when I there was no nudity.
Dude, okay, so I saw this thing online. It was like, did you have a naked mom or a Winnie the Pooh mom? Have you heard about that?
Why does it have to be one of the
So-
other? Like extremes.
Well, I guess there's also moms who don't do that, but like the Winnie the Pooh mom's the one that's wearing like a big t-shirt or whatever.
Oh yeah, my
And
mom
then
was
the
fully
naked
clothed.
mom, like I get out of the like, as a kid, like growing up, like I definitely had a naked mom. Not that she was naked all the time, but like
Sometimes.
she like if she got out of the shower, obviously we'd be in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like she's not hiding herself.
Right.
So and
That
like
was-
that's how my grandma and her are like
Yeah.
the comfortability
Yeah.
and
I think that's probably better potentially for
Yeah.
kids. I'm not sure. I have no idea. I've never parented.
it was never
But-
like weird, obviously. Like
But my mom was not like that. no.
yeah.
So we were super culty, but I like this is partially American culture too.
hmm
Will you check and see if that's still going? Sorry. I hear it beep. I just want to
Yeah.
know. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hey, at the end it didn't record anything.
No, so this has been an ongoing struggle, but I'm dialing it in. So because we are religious growing up, but also the Christian narrative in the States is even in TV, like you couldn't show a nipple. Like,
Yeah.
in TV, like I mean, you can now on Netflix and HBO, but you couldn't on like general television. But you could show violence. And so the first time I saw like titties in public was when I went to Germany. I think I was 14 or 15, and they were like reversed. They're like, yeah, we don't really show a lot of violence, but like it's no big deal to show titties. And I remember my foreign exchange student Ben. He was just like, I really don't understand. You guys think it's so sinful to show a titty or to show any
Yeah.
sort of like sexual connotation, but you're willing
But the
to.
naked body is not sexual.
Right, exactly.
And that's the way that everybody
wouldn't even
takes
show.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
They wouldn't even show it, even if it was in a non-sexual context.
mhm.
You still couldn't show it on American television. But like, and so they would have like commercials where like a girl is in the shower just like bathing, and you would see a titty. and that
it's
was
not
fine.
a big deal, probably.
And but like they're like, but you guys show people's heads getting cut off, and we won't do that. So like for the general public, they're like, dude, that's over 18. Like you can't be watching that when you're under 18. Like that violence
That makes
is
sense
too much.
to me in my mind.
Same. Once I heard it, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like why are we? But like for some reason, the religious culture of America was like, no, titties bad.
Mm-hmm.
Kids can't see titties, but we can watch violence.
Yeah.
But in other cultures, it's not the
What
same.
did I see? Some people were like trying to cancel Miss Rachel because she showed a picture of a mom like breastfeeding her child or something on the thing, and I'm like, why is that being sexualized?
Yeah.
Like I really don't, and like to a child, it isn't that way.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's how I eat or whatever. Like we're taught that.
Yeah.
And that's what we're taught here. So there, it's probably completely different. Like it's normalized.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, that definitely.
Yeah, and I don't.
I'm not saying we should be like a nudist colony, but like if that's your thing, cool.
I think we should be.
I bet you do.
But it is that. I mean, that's obviously like I don't want to live in a nudist colony because I don't want to see a bunch of dicks and tits all the time. I want to see them.
But if they just like popped up and someone was walking by or something,
yeah,
you're like,
I have zero problem with somebody breastfeeding. I have zero problem with putting titties in television or butts or whatever. I don't actually think there should be that much censorship. I think it's silly. I do understand that there is a difference between like breastfeeding and the sexualization of tits, and those are like two things that like a titty in a strip club is different than a titty when they're breastfeeding. I understand that, and then there has to be this like there's obviously the gray area in between of like okay, so where like, but I don't think like if you're gonna censor anything, you should. I agree with Europe in that sense where I'm like, yeah, if you want to shelter 12-year-olds, you should probably shelter them from violence
not
than like a titty.
The human body.
Yeah. Like I do think that they are probably right in this, and we're like, no, we can't show the nipple, but we can show this guy's head getting chopped off. Like that seems very silly to me.
I agree. I remember Interview with a Vampire. My stepmom had shown my sisters and I that. And my dad was like, "You're letting them watch this?" Because there were boobs on the
there
TV.
Was titties
and she was like, "They have them." Like, it's not a big deal. And that was like my first memory of watching something like slightly inappropriate. But it wasn't anything like weird. Like I didn't feel weird seeing boobs on the TV.
Right.
But I don't know. Like I just...
Yeah, the only reason why I felt weird seeing boobs on the TV when I watched that was because I wasn't
you were
allowed
taught
to
that's
watch
not
it.
good.
I was like,
No.
I was like, I shouldn't be
but you
watching
can't.
This. Like,
I guess when it comes to that, like showing something, okay, like showing a boob on TV, one person's gonna be like, oh, whatever, and another person's gonna be like, oh my god, you know. Like, it doesn't matter how innocent or anything. You can't control other people's reactions.
Exactly, but you can.
You're not going to put me
I'm
jerking off there.
Yeah, of course. I don't edit shit.
That's how I imagine you guys do it. I don't know.
I'm going to be jerking off. I literally, so it doesn't matter if you show all the tits.
Mm-hmm.
I jerked off to Tomb Raider, which is a game that I played at 14.
You jerked off to the game?
Yeah.
Not the movie.
No, the game.
The game. I played that game.
So this is embarrassing. So
I'm not shaming you. Please tell me. We don't kink shame here.
So what this is like so I would say I was probably 13 or 14, but so when I first started jerking off, I
need to check this.
I didn't even have there was no like porn, there was no videos. And like when I first started jerking off, I didn't even have internet. So that came maybe a year or two after. So I would like take the JCPenney catalog. So whatever the bra section was, I would jerk off to. And so what I'm saying is like, it doesn't matter if you show titties or not. If I saw a little cleavage at that era of my life, I would jerk off to that.
Imagination.
And so I would pause the Tomb Raider game, when she would spin around and just get like, I would pause like a clip of her tits, and then I would just jerk off to that paused image. So.
Now we understand why Asian games are like, why do more
I don't think
characters look
I don't
like
think
that?
it would work for
There's
any
the
kid
thing.
anymore because there's so much porn available.
Yeah,
like I
it
do
is
think that was
very
like a
easily
time's gone. Like
accessible.
now
I
I have played
They have
like 3
camel
years
toe.
ago. But I just think because you already have way more aggressive content accessible, I don't think a kid these days is gonna jerk off to like a camel toe on a screenshot
unless
when they have
they
like a porn.
have a
Not
different
jerk off
upbringing,
to
like
it
an
right
upbringing
now.
like yours, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But even then, you know, everyone gets caught looking up porn. I mean, not me, but boys get caught looking up porn. I didn't watch porn until I was like 20 something. Like that's more like
That's
recent
insane.
thing. Like
Yeah.
probably 25 was the
Dude.
first time I watched porn, and I was like, I am having a hard time because I hate these titles. Like
I had a problem with that. Yeah. 'cause
someone
I'm like,
told me don't
Yes.
look at the titles. So I don't have like one specific thing that I'm into. Like it just depends. Like if I can't use my imagination,
Yeah.
you know, I'll go on. Look for something. I'm like, yeah, this is sparking my interest. I'll just click on something random
guy, I
and
never
like
use my imagination.
I won't read the titles.
Yeah.
Because I'm like the whole step, whatever, like
That's a very
fucking hate
new
that.
that's a very new thing that has happened in porn that's not really everyone's cup of tea, but
Yeah.
it's obviously popular.
yeah.
But that
it
is-
just
yeah.
it weirds me.
No, I understand.
So I'm like, let's turn the volume down. All right, just watch that. Don't look at the title.
Dude, I remember, okay, so this is one thing that when I was 12, so I graduated 2003, so I was 18. So I was 15, 2000.
Wait, what year?
2003,
What year did you?
2005. It was really easy for me because she's 2 years younger.
It was 2012.
Okay, so
Okay, 2003.
2000 was when I was sophomore. Then like 1997 was when I was like 7th grade. So we barely got the internet at 7th grade. So
Mhm.
that's when I started getting horny. So when
Is when you got internet.
yeah, so we got internet, but it was dial up. So when I first started jerking,
No wonder he has so many computers.
Do you have that?
That's only one.
Yes, I had AOL.
Yeah, okay, so
When you line up, sorry.
So when
yeah.
I first started jerking off, it was like to magazines, and then
Yeah.
when I like did dial up, it was an image. So it was like I would try to find an image of just titties.
What
Like,
would you like?
I remember typing into Yahoo search, being like naked titties.
So, did you hear about what Aiden used to look up?
Please
would-
tell me.
Aiden, if you're watching this, I'm sorry.
Oh, Aiden,
He,
she's outing you.
He told us that he would look up boobies on glass.
Dude, that's pretty much the same. I would like, yeah.
And I was like, I love that for you, and like I see where you're coming from. And it was brave of
The
you
other
to share
thing is
that.
if
But
you-
it just, I feel like embarrassing things are funny. I
But
don't
when
know.
when you're like, so when I'm 12 going into 13, I've never seen sex. Like
Yeah.
so the only thing that turns me on is a slight glimpse of cleavage.
Mhm.
So if I see a girl in public with a little cleavage, that's like in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I'll like go home and jerk off to that slight image. Right. So
Mhm.
like because I wasn't exposed to porn and we didn't have video porn. So just that little bit of tickle of some girl's titties
Mhm.
was enough to just
get
get
you
me
going.
going. And also 12, 13-year-old boys are just horny all the
Yeah.
time. So that was like my first intro. It wasn't until college that I actually like watched actual penetration. But that was also like the time because it was just developing as far as like video. And,
Yeah.
porn wasn't really accessible, etc. But so yeah, I would download pictures of titties, and then it would take 10 minutes to download one image, and then I would try to hide it from my parents and blah 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 blah. But yeah, it took a very long time for me to actually look at porn that we know today of two people having sex or whatever. But I do remember when I after I graduated, I was it was before I went to college, and I worked at Ruby Tuesdays, and I was a server.
Do we have one of those here? Where was this?
That's in the East
Pennsylvania?
Coast, yeah.
Okay.
But I remember this girl, Demi, she was just like, yeah, me and my boyfriend watch porn all the time. And it blew my mind that I didn't think girls watch porn. I thought it was like a me phenomenon.
Well, I also feel like a lot of
dude.
girls think that watching porn is cheating.
Yeah.
Not a lot. I hate to use that word. Some girls think
Yeah.
that watching porn is cheating, and probably men too. I know that some
Sure.
men are like, you can't like
And in some
masturbate, you can't watch
relationships, it might
porn.
be,
If that's your boundary, that's fine.
yeah.
But yeah, no, it definitely is like, oh,
But I
girls watch
remember
porn.
feeling so guilty, and I thought that I was the only one.
Yeah.
I'm a pervert. I like this thing that everyone thinks is disgusting. And I remember Demi being like, oh yeah, me and my boyfriend watch porn all the time. We love it. And I was like,
It made you feel better, huh?
I was like, what? Oh,
Yeah.
wait, you do? And she's like, yeah, it's like fine. Like, yeah, we like watch it together. I was like, oh, girls watch porn.
Like, this is awesome.
Yeah. I was like, I need a girlfriend like you. Yeah.
So like you bring that up, like I feel like I'm an oversharer a lot. And I talk about things that most people don't. But at the end of the day,
That's
it's
why I like
because I'm like, I know what it's like to feel like embarrassed or ashamed or
So you talk
alone
about
in a
what's in your search
topic.
engine?
So,
We
what?
talk about what's in your search engine or like search history.
No, we're not going that far.
Okay.
But like I definitely share things that a lot of
Yeah.
people wouldn't, because I'm like, if it makes someone feel less alone at the end of the day, like they're normal, then why wouldn't I? Like,
Yeah. See, this is what this podcast is all about. It's us nobodies that are just sharing our own insecurities, our
Mhm.
own really kinky stuff. And somebody listening out there will be like, oh, they do it too.
I'm just worried about who's going to be listening to this. I'm
No
sure
one
you'll
listens to
tag
this.
me. If you're my family, I hope that you clicked off this a long ass time ago.
Dude,
We haven't talked about anything too bad.
No. Yeah. I was telling pretty much every guest, I'm like, dude, I have like 30 people that listen to it. And I think that most people only go like 20 minutes in.
So by
I
the
skip
end,
around,
nobody-
honestly. No, like I just kind of, I don't even have the time really. Like I could play it in the background, but I wouldn't be listening. So I just kind of like skip around and I watch your shorts and like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel bad because obviously I want to support you. Like I share your shit when you post it and whatever, but like I definitely just kind of like boop, 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 boop
Yeah.
to get the gist of the whole.
It's like when you go on porn at 2:35, you have to go in. Sometimes at podcasts at like minute 40, because then everyone's a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like when we first started this podcast, I was like,
Yeah.
and now I'm feeling the alcohol a
Yeah.
little bit. So I'm like,
And then you get
ooh.
like kind of into the groove.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've been watching, so Spotify doesn't give me analytics, but YouTube gives me analytics.
Mhm.
And
I watch on YouTube.
I'm able to see if like I can see like the first 3 minutes are the most watched, and then
Mhm.
it like drastically goes down, which is what I would expect. And then you
Well,
can
why didn't
see,
you tell me that? I would have made the first 3 minutes the most interesting, so they would have stayed the whole time.
I'm not sure. I do have to pee, so
I do too, really bad.
pee break.
Okay. No, I even told you, like, your first episode with Emma to even your episode with Kiara, which
No.
that door was open during that episode. So when you
That's
closed
one
it
of
today, I
those
was like, thank
things.
God.
It's one of those things you forget, or-
But like the quality was different. And then from like Kiara to Katie, it was different. But Katie was outside, so that also like comes into play. But then like Katie to now, like
Clips that I
you
released
have
to
grown
the
so
band.
much.
That's what you need to do. That you have to, of course.
Of course,
you
you
grow,
always have to improve. But
like you have to do it to get better at it, and
Mhm.
that's what I didn't understand originally, because I was like, oh, I just gotta get the best thing right away.
are
And I'm
you
like,
one of the, like, I'm personally one of these people where it's like, I need to be somewhat good at something for me to even do
Before I
it.
even do it.
Yeah, like I don't want to
Yes.
like show people like hula hooping. Like
Yeah.
I didn't show anyone for a long time because
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to be like good before anyone ever sees it.
You are. But the thing is with podcasting, which maybe is hula hooping, but you can hula hoop, you can record yourself hula hooping for like 2 years and still get better at it. But like podcasting, you're like, if you record the first one, I mean, I guess I could have recorded it for 2 years and never released it. But by releasing it, it then made me like look at it and be like, ooh,
I need to improve on this.
Dude, I don't like that at all. I need to do that. And so...
And I feel like, okay, so like my thing, like hula hooping, people can see me progressing. I feel like it's probably a little bit harder with podcasting.
I feel like people can see me progression.
I mean, I obviously did.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's different because you have to pay attention to different details.
Yeah. But when I, so one of my podcasting icons is Joe Rogan, obviously. And he just hit 2,000. And so he posted this video of when he first started. And it was like dog shit. Like, I mean, he was just
and you're
in
like,
a computer. It was like, he was like a computer camera, you know, like, cause this is, I don't know, 14 years ago. And he has like a little webcam and it's just like the two of them and they're just talking. And so, yeah, of course, I was like, yeah, dude, he started out really terrible. And then he kept working on it. Yeah, so I was like,
grew a following.
So that's what you have to do. You can't just worry about, does this look good? You just have to keep going. You just have to keep trying it out.
If you enjoy it, that's all that matters, you know?
Dude, I love this shit.
I can tell. Like, when you said you wanted to do it and then you finally did it and you stuck with it, I was like, I'm proud of you. I am.
I'm only on it. Dude, your episode...
You said 23.
23, yeah, I think.
Okay, I was like,
yeah.
You better not say a different number. I'm toxic, remember?
I mean, 33.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Yeah, dude, no, I'm stoked. I told Eric, he's one of the guys that our episode failed. So I didn't release it.
What does that mean when an episode fails? Like there was no good content? Like the audio was fucked up, the video was
everything fucked up, so I couldn't release it.
Okay.
And then we were on a lot of drugs. And
that's not the only time.
yeah, no, I've had a couple episodes fail, but his was one. And but like I was so fucked up when I started that like the audio didn't work, like 2 of the videos didn't work, so I'm like, I don't have anything to even put out.
Yeah.
But so we're gonna do another one. But I told him, even in that, I'm like, I'm not gonna get good till episode 50 at least. Like, if you think about your first time playing soccer to your 50th day playing, no one gets good on their first 10. So that's the way I'm trying to view it. Like, of course I'm not going to get good. Like, it's going to take me so long, and then by episode 50 I might actually start getting good. And there's a lot of things that I still want to correct. Like there's the way I speak, the way I listen, the way like lighting, the way I like audio, all of this stuff. It's going to take me a long time. And that's why most podcasts that actually make it somewhere, it's easily over 100 episodes.
Yeah. Well, you already said you're past the fail point for most podcasts, right?
Yeah. Yeah, most podcasts fail by like 7 and 20.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm gonna get really good till 50, 100. But I'm gonna get there. Look out.
You're gonna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever watched I think it's called like the Really Good Podcast or something? I've never watched like full episodes, just clips. Her name is Bobby.
Oh,
and she was like a mom, and like she had like the one boob that was bigger than the other.
No, never mind.
Okay, but she's like podcasting with a bunch of like rappers and hip hop artists.
Oh, okay, so it is.
And she's like this cute little petite,
So why did?
And she's very awkward,
so
and
how
that
did she
shit makes me laugh so hard.
Yeah, she's super awkward.
Because she was on TikTok and she was breastfeeding.
Okay.
And her kid preferred like one breast over the other, which happens.
I didn't know she was
just
a mom.
Wants them both.
Yeah.
But so she had one that was like here and one that was here, you know, like a noticeable difference.
Her. I didn't know that she started that way, but
yeah. Did you hear about the shit with Drake?
I watched a bunch of them, but no.
She had Drake on her podcast, and then he was talking about Tyga, and because she, you know, she plays awkward.
I
like,
saw Tyga on her podcast.
She's like, Tyga? He's like, you don't know who that is? And she's like, no. And he's like, oh, okay. So he plays Rack City, which I guess he owns like the royalties to or something, whatever it's called. I don't know. And then comes back and copyrights her. So now he has to get like, oh no, wait, the royalties are like the money that you make, right? So that would make sense for a song, right?
Wait,
Yeah.
so but he like Roxy, is that last song?
Yeah. And so like he plays it, and now he's like, oh, she used the song that I own in her podcast.
But he's the one who
And he's like has to get the money from it or something. I don't know if it's all true. You know, it's like
So I've
But I'm
only
like,
recently discovered her, but I assume that she's been doing it for way longer than I've been watching.
maybe she was
But-
TikTok famous before
Yeah.
she started.
But
So
what
you know she already had a
Yeah.
following. So I don't think she's been
that
doing it long.
she brings these people in. She's so awkward. So she just,
Mhm.
but I think she
On purpose.
Yeah, I think it's on
yeah.
purpose.
Bobby, what's her?
So she's just like
Bobby
so.
Afloff or I don't
forget.
know.
I forget who introduced me to her, but I started watching her. I was like, "Ooh, this is it," and I like. It is very good if you're gonna podcast to get your shtick, and like that's her
Mhm.
shtick of like how she interviews, and now she's like made it with that, and she's cute and she's funny and
Mhm.
like it's just super.
But she's just like this little
But she
petite,
doesn't.
like
She doesn't break character. It's super
like girl that you
uncomfortable.
would think wouldn't even listen to like
Do you think that
hip
is
hop
a
rap
character? Do you
and
think she's just like?
I think
I do
Yeah.
think it's a character.
Yeah, she's created that for
Like,
her. So
The
I
way
think
that she
so.
acts with like her
It's a
husband on
shtick.
camera and like dances and stuff. Like,
Yeah, I think
it's definitely a
she's
character.
created a character that like, but it makes
But
it
people
makes
like
the
that.
interview
People like
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then yeah, dude, it's so like her.
Yeah, I like her.
I watch her clips all the time now.
Excuse
And
me.
it's super
I'm sorry.
funny.
Does anyone else burp this much on the podcast?
Only you.
I've been holding them all in, so you're gonna literally hear like
At
on
least,
your
at least I took
microphone.
the microphone off for the other noises. When you screamed at me.
Come on.
you trying to embarrass me.
Yeah, that's what Bobby would do.
Come on.
So no,
No, it's the awkward silences like that Bobby would
Yeah.
do.
What?
Just make sure it's still going.
Okay. Do you have any like nitty gritty personal things you want to ask? I don't know if you prepare yourself. Like if you're like, I want this to be organic, or you have specific questions you want to ask.
No,
So, okay. I'm like, if you have anything specific you want to ask me, just boom, 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 hit me with
I
it.
want to know, when you made Isla,
Mm-hmm.
how did you know it wasn't the other girl's baby?
The other girl? Is that what you said? Okay, so once upon a time, I hadn't gotten laid in a really long time. And I got laid twice in 1 week. And a month later, I found out I was pregnant. So, what I did was I asked my doctor, can you tell me what day she was conceived?
No,
Well, they can only give you like a specific date range.
sure.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I'm like, okay, like, what are the dates? And they told me, and I'm like, okay, like, I haven't really had sex with anyone except for these two people within a week of each other. And I thought the pull-out method was good. Like, they put those in the little, like, birth control pamphlets. So I'm like, that works, right? So basically, I asked my doctor, like, what do I do? And she was like, you're going to have to get a test. Like, there's no way to know. And I'm like, okay. I had, like, two people tell me that, two medical professionals. And so I asked her for her recommendation, and it was a shit ton of money, like $1,400. But it has to be like, what is the word? Not reputable.
Repeatable.
Not certified. What is the
Certifiable.
word? Like a lab that was,
Relabable.
accredited. Yeah. an accredited lab. So I asked my doctor, like, who do I use? And she told me, and I was like, okay. So I had to like figure out how to get this going. I had to call and make an appointment. They're like, it's $1,400, but you have to like basically pay for the whole thing before you get the results.
Sure.
Only one of the guys was willing to help me pay for it. So I'm like, okay, well, that's when I'll test then, you know, process of elimination. It was really fucking stressful though, because like finding out you're pregnant in the first place is like, what the fuck? Like, I wasn't planning for a kid. I thought the pull-out method was good. It's not use protection. I literally, when I told my siblings, I sent them like the ultrasound. But I said, what do you call a person or people who use the pull-out method? And they were like,
Dads.
what? And I was like, parents. And I sent the ultrasound. Because the doctor told me that. I was like, I pulled out, or he pulled out. Both of them pulled out. And he's like,
parents.
and he told me that joke. And I was like, that's actually
good.
funny. And like, I love that he did that, because I definitely like to make like light of situations.
No.
And I was really stressed out because having to go through a pregnancy alone, but like that aspect too added in, I'm like, this is a lot. So the one that helped me pay, we tested him. It's not him, it's the other, right?
So you put the needle right up his penis?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, all the way up.
So.
No, so what they do is it's like cell-free DNA or something. Like they take my blood and swab the person's mouth.
Yeah.
You can do it from a swab and it costs $1,400.
Well, because they had to take my blood. I don't know. Everything costs a lot, I guess. But yeah, because what they have to do is they have to take my blood and like dig through it and get the baby's DNA. And like I was skeptical because I'm like, this cannot be real, you know. But I went with my doctor's recommendation, found out it was the other person, and I don't know, like it was a really difficult thing to go through.
Both.
And yeah, I don't feel like I've ever known anyone who went through that. And someone that we know personally, I actually told them about the situation. Because, you know, I was keeping it secretive in the beginning. And I had told you, Josh is the third person I told. I told Emma. I FaceTimed Emma when I found out. I was bawling. Because I'm like, I'm not ready for a fucking kid. What the hell? And then I told Ivy. And then I told Josh. And you know what Josh said? You're keeping it? I'm all, Josh. No, and he likes to say, oh, I'm so good at keeping a secret. Well, I was told from someone, don't tell Josh a secret, because he will always like almost like leaving clues, like a trail to the big reveal, right?
I never did that.
Yes, he did. He literally kept saying things in front of Vicky.
What?
Yes, you did. And obviously I didn't care if Vicky knew. I told her. But he kept saying little things literally the day I told him. So I said, Vicky, I'm pregnant. And you know what she said? Do you know who the dad is? You know how many times I got asked that? Like, it sucks to be a single pregnant woman because everybody wants to know your business. Like, I'm nosy as hell. Well, apparently I am a hoe because I didn't know. That is true. I would have been on Maury. I would have been on Maury. Well, is that even a thing anymore? I don't think so.
In the case of baby.
You are not the father. Yeah. So I can't believe you. I had to tell everyone because of you. Just kidding. But someone we know personally, I told them the story and they were like, I went through the same thing. Like a male. He's like, I went through the same thing and she wanted it to be me so badly. And like, it wasn't. He's like, I would have loved to have been there if it was. But, and the fact that like he shared that with me, no. But I saw Christian at the pediatrician.
Oh. Christian at the pediatrician.
Yep. With his kids.
That's a good rhyme.
I mean, obviously, why would he be going to a pediatrician at like 30-something years old? But yeah, and that was. He's like, "Who's this?" I'm all, "My baby." He's all, "Had a baby?" I'm all, "I thought you knew."
No, you
we
do.
we know the same people. You're bleeping these names out right now?
No.
No, you have to.
I don't believe shit.
You have to. But yeah, Mom.
Sorry,
People
guys.
that we both really know.
Nobody listens to this. That's what I always think of.
Yeah. But okay, that's yeah.
That was
Do you have
it.
any other questions about it? The whole situation
no.
or feelings, or I don't know how deep you try to get on these things.
No, I wasn't even sure if I asked that question, but I like
I told you like we can talk about like
it.
most
It's
things.
dope.
That's not something I'm like embarrassed to talk about.
No, I understand. I
But like think about how often that happens. Like people in our age range hook up with more than one person in a week or whatever. It's more normalized for males, I feel like.
We had a
It
buster
is.
situation out. You're figuring it out.
Yeah.
You're a great mother.
See, and I had two options. I lie and I pick the one that I want. They're both white. They both have blue eyes.
you
you
didn't
know?
have two
I
options.
could have done that.
You had a couple more options.
No.
You could have like jumped in front of a bus.
Oh, okay. Fell down the stairs.
Yeah. You could have
No, but
fell
like
down the
it's like I
stairs.
could have literally just picked one and been like, I have your baby. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
But I would not, and I know some people do that. I wouldn't be able to live with myself. So I
Yeah.
just was like, this is embarrassing, but like, here's what happened.
Yeah.
And it was not an ideal situation, but the
I
best thing
mean,
that ever happened to me came
The
out
nice
of it.
thing. Oh.
know.
Oh.
But she's so cute. I love her.
So that is the thing that I've always, because I don't have kids and I want kids, but I do understand if I were to have a kid and be in a situation slightly in your position where I was like, oh, this is my kid now. Of course, I would just be like, yeah, I love it. I love everything about this.
Mhm.
Blah blah blah. But I'm not in that position, so I don't.
It's hard. And co-parenting's hard. And
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do this with somebody I didn't like, and you were in that position.
I
So-
don't dislike him. We just argue a lot.
I just hate him with all my guts.
You do. You do.
I don't have any feelings
You-
towards him.
Since before I got pregnant, you're like, really?
Yeah, but I'm not the one who has to put up with this bullshit every fucking day. You
He has to
do.
put- But he also has to put up with my bullshit. You have to remember that.
Yeah, but you're perfect.
Oh my god, you're right. I forgot. Oh my god.
See?
No, and I definitely like I'm not perfect, but it's like
What?
it's tough because I have to now navigate not only being a single parent, but learning more about this person. I've known him for a long time, but it's like we
Like
didn't know
15
each other. It was very shallow. And
Yeah.
now we have to go deep. And I don't always react the best way. Oh, yeah, so deep. I don't always react the best way. And it's learning to react to how he responds. And I don't know. It's just so, I don't even know how to explain it.
But you're
It's just really, it's really fucking hard.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd change it still, but it's hard.
No. Well, no one said it would be easy. So that's fair.
Yeah, they didn't. They never did, but I wasn't prepared for this Jerry Springer shit. So
And now that Jerry Spring is dead, we can't even.
we can't even go on. Well, I already had the paternity test, so
That's why we're doing this podcast.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
should
yeah.
we fight right now?
I mean,
Cinda, you want to join?
come
Plot
on.
twist. You better please take that out. Nobody can know my baby daddy's name.
Dude, everyone knows it.
No,
Oh.
not people on Facebook.
I said,
They don't even know my baby's last name.
I didn't even know your baby's last name. I was trying to think about it.
They have his. They. She has his.
Dude, I was a they. Jesus Christ, you liberals.
You know everybody at Rudy's makes that joke, right? All the time.
Which?
Would you have a boy or a girl? I guess you won't know for another 18 years.
You fucking liberal.
I saw
I'm
that
like-
on Facebook and they were like, "Oh, my baby girl." They're like, "You don't actually know if you're a baby. It like identifies as a female yet, and you're breastfeeding." They were like, "I don't know." I'm just like, dude, that's not. Fair.
I'm like,
That's not fair.
she's my baby. She's a baby.
I mean,
Like,
I will
why do
probably
you already
I
have,
just
like,
like it, but
I will love my child no matter what, is one thing you don't realize. So when you're saying that, you think it's funny, whatever. But like,
you don't know
it doesn't
either
matter
yet.
to
Like,
me.
if they decide that later on, then that's something that you'll come across.
yeah, I'm
right
like,
now, that's what you had.
yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, it's a pretty cultural weird thing.
yeah. And like I said, like,
Sure.
I will not care regardless. I will love my kid no matter what.
What if she
but-
likes Trump at the age of 3?
Then that's her thing. I don't know.
That's
I'll buy her a toupee
That
and
is
some
love.
self tanner.
That is really,
I
really
know.
magical of you.
I don't imagine that would happen though.
So stupid. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of you.
I still think about that voice memo you sent me. I don't even think I have it saved because it was literally just a voice memo and you were rambling on and you said that you just wanted to let your friends know that you appreciate them. And you were like, I know I'm not the best role model and blah, 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 but I'm so
Aw.
proud of you. And I'm like, you are not one of the people that I think in my mind, like, I would never bring my kid around them. Obviously, we're inappropriate and we have dirty mouths and like whatever, but like, we're all good people.
Yeah.
And like, even though you don't want kids and maybe you feel weird about them, around them, whatever, like, you literally came to my house and held my child as a newborn. Like, you cared enough to come around when it was most important.
Yeah. I want to be there for you.
He was his friend's
I know.
face. He was his friend's
Yeah,
face.
actually, you know what's crazy?
You were saying that the other day, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it is very strange. I have actually not liked babies in a while, but ever since you and Nikki and I forget who else,
Where's
but
my chopstick?
I feel like I kind of like their babies though,
Yeah.
because I have definitely felt when other people would bring their babies around, I'm like, oh, get the fuck away from
Other
me.
people's kids are hard.
It is hard.
You know,
And I've
like
always
I
felt
was
that
like
since
babysitting growing up and stuff, and I'm like, this kid's
16
an
to
asshole.
Now, I'm like, no. But for some reason, when my friend has a baby, I'm like, oh.
But like, you also have to realize, like, since you are so involved with us, like, you play a part in their upbringing too. A small portion, you know,
we're gonna
like
bring him right on the.
I was gonna be saying inappropriate shit, and I'm gonna be like, "Where'd you learn that, Uncle Josh?"
Dude,
You know, but like,
my sister's
Yeah.
podcast, Isla was on it.
yeah. But it's like, and I feel like I'm so lucky because a lot of people feel like they lose friends and blah, blah, blah. And like me being someone who has friends that had kids before I ever did. And they felt like I left them in the dust. And I feel terrible about it
Yeah.
now. Because I do know the loneliness of being pregnant and, you know, being a mom. But like, you guys have always invited me to stuff. And like I said, when I had Isla, you guys showed up. Like, not a lot of people have that. And so I feel so grateful and lucky that like I have friends like that. Not a lot of people do. And I realize that we are at different points in our lives. You guys go out and party. You're not going to invite me all the time. Like, oh, she has the baby. Like, she can't. Yeah, no, that's the reality of it. I'm not going to get upset with you for that. Like even Ian. You know, Ian has his rule. I will not hold the baby until they're 6 months old. They can hold their head up, like all this shit. And I had
never heard
Isla and
that.
him and Mina came over. And I don't know if he held her that time, but Mina definitely did. And then every time Ian sees Isla, like he literally just melts.
That's
He's like,
cute.
oh my God, sweetie, like
I've
holding
never
her.
heard that. That's wild.
No?
No,
Which
never.
part?
The whole I would never hold a
Oh
baby
yeah, he has a
until-
rule.
Basically like that.
He will hold Ricky because Ricky's older now, but like he has a rule. But like Isla, like I told him that I read to her, and I said, "Oh my God, Isla is at the age now where she's noticing colors." And you know what he did? He brought me books, colorful books. And I was like, that means a lot. Like my friends who don't have kids, like they're still living their lives. And I love that for you guys. And I'm living this new version of my life.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that they don't like cross paths at all. But like we know, you know? And the fact that you guys still take the time out of your day to think about like my child, I'm like, oh my God. She's gonna be a really cool baby, really cool person.
She's gonna have a lot of weird uncles.
I know, and aunts.
Yeah.
Don't say weird uncles. But like,
Dude,
like
me and
Lindsay
Ian-
buying the stuffed animal,
Yeah,
but
that's
she's
sweet.
literally out of the fucking country. You know, like
That's sweet.
just everything. I'm like, I just have like the best group of friends, and I never would have met you guys if it wasn't for Rudy's.
That's same.
And that's weird. I've never worked at a place where like the people like Buffalo Wild Wings. I met like a me and Eric, like my
Me and
besties.
you
but,
both.
like,
This is how I feel about Rudy's.
yeah,
That's
like
right.
I just feel like I met so many good, genuine
Wow.
people. Like I know if I really needed something, like I could call you, I could call RC, I could call Hanise, I could call Ian, I could call Tyler, I could call Todd.
Yeah.
Like I have so many
Yeah.
freaking people I could call that I wouldn't know unless I worked at
Right.
Rudy's.
Yeah. I feel the same.
Yeah.
Like if I really get strapped, yeah. And even with like think of the people that you met with me. I mean, my influence is
I met
I'm
Kiara, I met Cinda, I
connected
met
with
Jazz. Like,
Lindsay, and Lindsay knows a million other people, so that's
Mhm.
what she brings to me. But yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, when I thought about this after I left Rudy's, because I was like, dude, some of my best friends, like you, Ivy, Emma,
Yeah, I
Ian,
was yep.
Tyler.
You know, Ivy watches
Todd,
Isla all the time for
all
me.
of those
She's
six
literally the
people,
fucking
those
best.
6 people that I really love, and then I could go on, you know, RC,
Mhm.
Honeys, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like you can go down the ladder, but like probably like some of the closest people I know, all from that place. I'm like, holy shit! Like that's
I've never worked at a place
insane.
like that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just
yeah.
I'm very grateful because I feel like if I quit, like I would still. You don't even work there anymore.
If you quit, they will still be your friends.
Yeah, I would
That's
still
all I'm
have
saying.
them.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I'm still here, and
Yeah.
they're still my friends.
Exactly.
Sometimes it does bum me out that I don't see him as much. But
Yeah,
yes.
but I bet it makes you happy when you think about all the people you don't see as much. Because now I work one of your shifts, so I know. Yeah.
Dude, this is not speaking of that, but I was at Off the Clock.
Mhm.
I saw John today, and I was like,
John. Oh, John?
yeah.
Angry Orchard?
Yeah. I love him. And I was like,
I like
he
him
was
too.
like,
He's a good
"Dude."
guy.
He was like, I haven't seen you so long. And I was like, dude, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm going to get a haircut. He's like, are you still at Rudy's? Like, dude, I quit like in December. It was just wild. So
I haven't
he
seen him in a long
moved
time. Okay,
moved
and that's why.
over
You
by
know
where I
who-
live.
You know who I saw recently? Kevin.
Ivy's boyfriend?
No,
Old Kevin.
old Kevin. Yeah.
I love him.
I love him too.
He lives
so
over
much.
by Emma's not Emma's house.
Larissa.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
where they
So I
had
saw
the-
him the baby shower. Yeah. So that's the last time I saw him, and then he came
Oh.
into Rudy's. Like I fucking love him, and you know what? Like the
He's
way that he talks about his late wife, like she was the fucking world.
Yeah.
Like
Really
if
sweet.
I ever find out one like that.
You will. Okay, I gotta pee. Salute.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I'm fucked up already.
Me too. I'm pretty fucked up, so it's okay. We'll go till we don't need to.
I
It
just
doesn't
make
matter.
sure I drink water before bed, please.
Yeah. Drink some water. Salute.
Here's Captain's Green.
To all of our watchers. All three of you.
I'm pretty fucking drunk. I was drinking all day, and I was like, "Oh fuck, dude."
I waited till I got here. For sure.
There you go. Hey, so you think that?
Oh my god, that was like full when I got here.
What?
That
Yeah,
fireball?
we drink a lot.
Not me.
No, this is what we do.
I'm an angel. I don't drink.
Classic.
That was wild. Classic. I miss Emma.
I know. Dude, I asked her if she wanted to do a podcast. I don't think she has time, but it would be really nice if she had time to do a
Well, I'm
podcast.
supposed to pick her up from the airport, so maybe we could.
Uh,
If you could do one late on a Wednesday night, we could skirty bop over here after.
Security Bob.
Yeah, skirty bop.
No, dude, yeah, I'm stoked that she's coming.
I know. It'll be like big ones back
So
together.
it's next Thursday. I have a photo shoot, and then I'm gonna come out and meet. It's like
Come out and meet who?
Emma and
Oh,
Mia.
fuck, is that next Thursday
Yeah.
already?
Get it.
I gotta see if anyone's available.
They cover me all the time. I feel bad for asking. I only ask because, like, if I'm picking her up, you know, we're going.
Yeah.
Should I pick you up too? That could
Yeah.
be an exception in the contract, unless you don't want it to be.
Well, I
Or
just.
what if you did a podcast in public, an on-the-go vlog,
Yeah, that's.
vlogcast?
Dude, when I first made
Is that a thing, a
when I
vlogcast?
first made that contract, I was like, well, I'm just gonna be like, hey, do you want a podcast just so I could drink?
Other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So what if you did one in public?
I could
Then
do
you
that.
technically wouldn't be breaking the contract.
No, I could do that. Dude, even today, this is my third day of the week. So this is a thing that, for everyone listening, I made a contract with Hannah.
He spelled my last name wrong. So hold on, let's repeat that. I fucked up.
Erase. Rewind.
I made a
Spelled my last name
contract
wrong.
with Hannah Neal, and I can't drink more than 3 days a week, and I'm only allowed to drink as much as I want during podcast days. This is so hard to explain actually to people.
Yeah.
Because
So you can drink as much as you want on podcast days.
Yeah.
They're like an exception almost.
Yeah.
But they have to be within your 3 days, right?
But
And
in
your
general-
other 3 days, you can only do how many drinks?
Five drinks.
5, which is for the average person still quite a bit.
That's
like
a lot.
5 for me,
Yeah.
I'm like, woo, right now.
But for
you
me,
know?
5 drinks.
That's
Is
nothing.
nothing.
That's chump change.
so, but I have to have 4 days sober a week,
Yeah.
and so that's the thing that really like is a catch up.
It is sober,
And-
really ever sober.
What?
Is sober, really ever sober.
So here's the thing.
We only agreed
Last
on
year-
alcohol.
Last year when I didn't drink, it was easy to just not drink.
But you still did your like microdosing and
Yeah,
like,
so
everything.
I could
and like
yeah,
that's
microdose,
fine, yeah.
mushrooms, whatever. But I didn't drink at all.
You didn't.
Like 0. So now it's like now I have to figure out. Okay, I can drink a little,
Yeah.
but it's tough. But
Do you? So how I was saying earlier, like I get anxiety when I drink, even a couple drinks, and I have the worst anxiety. I feel like the fucking world is ending. Like literally, sometimes I think the world is fucking ending.
I just think
Does that ever happen to you? And I don't know if it's because I went so long. Like,
No.
let's see, the first time I was drunk was maybe like a month or 2 ago.
That doesn't happen.
From the moment I found out I was pregnant, I literally drank the morning I found out I was pregnant, right? I drank and I was like,
You're like, what?
These are not making me feel better. Something's up. And I took that pregnancy test and I stopped. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God. And I didn't drink until I don't even know how long. And then I just recently got drunk and I was so sick and I have the worst anxiety. Like, does it have the same
Oh.
effect on you when you take a break or?
No.
Because even now, like, I feel like fine and I feel comfortable because this is a situation I have been in so many
No.
times before, minus the cameras. But
Can you feel the cameras right now?
Not anymore. I
Yeah.
probably keep like looking like
But it's not.
subconsciously.
Yeah, it does subtly go out of the.
Yeah. In the beginning, like I felt really nervous. My feet were really cold. Like actual cold feet.
I do blow a lot of cold
That's
air.
what I wore fuzzy socks.
I
'cause
blow a lot of cold air underneath it.
I haven't been wearing I haven't been taking my iron supplements, so
No, I don't. I don't know if I can handle it, but
I don't know.
the whole sitting in somebody else's podcast.
Oh, it was weird at first. Like, I feel like I'm awkward in front of cameras, and I will tell you right now, there's like a 99.5% chance I'll never watch our episode.
One,
That is most.
I might look fat. Two, I hate my voice in recordings.
Everyone.
Three, I don't know. I have a hard time even watching back like my hoop videos. I'm
No,
like,
that's
oh,
how it goes.
I'm like, that was a cool trick. Post it.
That's how it goes. Yeah, that's how it goes.
I'm my own worst enemy. My biggest critic. My own worst enemy. Can we go do karaoke? What time is it?
What time is it? Let's go. Overland?
Terry's. Oh, Overland. Do they have karaoke tonight? I want to sing my own worst enemy.
Can you drive?
No, I'll Uber us. You want to go do it?
I'll be down.
What time?
Send
is it?
up.
Send up. Send up.
What time is it?
10:27.
Oh,
Perfect.
yeah, we got tons of time. Yeah, we can go.
Yeah.
We can go to Overland.
Wow.
I'll be down to go over Overland. Yeah.
Shanae says mass behavior.
Mass
Mouse
behavior.
behavior.
Oh my gosh, that was so like wait, that is a long standing. So like we should
Aw.
tell her. Will you text her?
Guys, I love her.
Will you text
Like,
her?
I know you talked about her so much, but like,
I do text her.
and at
today.
first
love
I
her.
was like, I feel like
Will you
she's
text
judging me.
her? Will you text her? We do not like the wet. It must be dry.
We do not like the wet, it must be dry.
We do not like the wet, comma. It must be dry. Exclamation.
Yeah, she will know. She will know what that is.
You want to
Dude.
go to Overland Bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl. Well, then we will tell you.
Yeah.
I want to hear all your.
Classic,
You want that podcast here?
classic podcast.
Yeah, you better not fuck next to me. Or else I will say, I'm awake. I'll just do it like that. I'm awake.
Hannah,
Also, I noticed in one of your podcasts you were wearing an Arrested Development shirt. I didn't know you ever watched that show.
I love that show.
So
How long
God
have you
damn.
been recording? Did we get enough, like...
It doesn't matter. We have definitely recorded a lot. Beep boop beep boop. Beep boop beep boop.
Nobody's.
Hannah. Yes.
Up or down?
I'm just trying to get
Up or
my
down?
oh shit.
Spread eagle, perhaps. What do you...
I'm trying to get my thumbnails going on.
Well, let me do my... Okay, put my... Let me do my...
Oh yeah, that's pretty good actually.
Okay, let's go to karaoke.
Oh, that's good. Hey!
Nobody's.